In unusually heavy snow, 19 Mosquito FB Mark 6 fighter bombers leave from RAF Hunsen and, with their escorting Hawker Typhoons, cross the English coast heading for France, just 15 feet above the cold grey waters of the English Channel. Their mission is one that has been requested by MI6 and the Special Operations Executive. It will be dangerous, demanding, and put their airmanship to the test. It's the 18th of February 1944. Their mission is Operation Jericho. Throughout 1943, spy rings and intelligence networks facilitated by various French resistance groups in northern France have been cooperating with British, American and Free French intelligence services in the fight against the feared German vengeance weapons, primarily the V-1 flying bomb. Their work has proven critical in helping the Allies understand these new weapons, and more importantly how to defeat them. However, as the year wears on, dozens of key French resistance members have been compromised and arrested, crippling many of the Allied intelligence networks. Many are being held at the Amiens Prison, and the SOE and MI6 have resolved to try and free as many of the 382 inmates as possible. The task of pulling off the jailbreak is given to the Mosquito crews of 140 Wing RAF. The force is led by veteran bomber pilot, Group Captain Percy Pickard, star of the 1941 British wartime propaganda film Target for Tonight. It consists of British, Australian and New Zealander squadrons. Each Mosquito carries 4 500-pound bombs. The plan is to first smash holes in the walls surrounding the courtyard, through which the inmates can make their break for freedom, and then to blast open the prison building itself by hitting the adjoining guard accommodation. It is hoped the concussions will blow open the cell doors, permitting the Frenchmen to escape through the holes in the prison and then through those in the courtyard walls. Decided by a coin toss, the New Zealanders will make the first pass, the Australians second, while the British are the reserve, ready to fill in should any of the other attacks fail. Close escort is provided by a force of 14 Hawker Typhoons. The foul weather over England and the Channel, and technical problems, whittles down the Typhoon escort considerably, and several Mosquitoes are forced to abort and return home. Having crossed the French coast at Tocqueville, the force skims across the French countryside at treetop level, often lower, narrowly avoiding fence posts on occasion. They've banked north towards Doullens to confuse the Germans as to their true target, and then southeast. West of the town of Albert, 140 Wing swings southwest into the attack. Conveniently, the straight road between Albert and Amiens serves as a perfect guide onto the target. Descending to just 30 feet, level with the trees lining the road, the first 3 Mosquitoes line up on the east wall of the prison. They're at such low altitude so that they can skid their bombs off the ground and into the wall, offering better accuracy over a conventional bomb drop. The pilots must strike a balance between flying slow enough such that the bombs are not damaged in the skid, but with enough airspeed to climb over the prison walls after the drop. The bombs themselves are on 11-second fuses. New Zealander pilot officer Maxwell Sparks recalls the strike. The trees suddenly petered out, and there, a mile ahead of us, was the prison. We were almost on top of it within a few seconds. We hugged the ground as low as we could, and at the lowest possible speed, we pitched our bombs towards the base of the wall, barely scraping over it, and our part of the job was over. Several of the bombs skip off the frozen ground like stones, going awry and missing the prison altogether, or landing in the courtyard. Some bombs punch clean through the east wall without detonating. A further pair of Kiwi Mosquitoes, approaching at 10 feet, so low that a wake of snow is being kicked up behind the aircraft, makes an identical pass at the north wall, skidding their own 500-pound bombs in and braking sharply to avoid smashing into the prison. The northern wall is breached with one bomb exploding directly on target and another in the courtyard. After delaying their run to avoid being caught in the bomb blasts of the first attackers, it is the turn of the 5 Australian Mosquitoes. Aiming for the 2 German guard barracks on either side of the prison, they split in 2 groups like the New Zealanders before them. Again, the first 2 aircraft roar down the road, releasing their bombs at a perilously low altitude and banking hard through a shower of small arms fire from the stunned German guards. Screaming over the shattered north wall, the remaining 3 Mosquitoes let loose with their bombs. Most veer wildly, one bomb even hitting a building 600 metres away from the target. But the remaining 500-pounders do the job, demolishing the guard barracks and blasting open the prison structure itself. As they bank right, making their escape, the Mosquito pilots watch as the mass of prisoners in the courtyard make their break for freedom, as French resistance teams wait in cars nearby to collect them. As planned, the concussion of the bombs is enough to blast open cell doors, though fatal to those too close to the blast. Orbiting north of the prison to survey the damage, Group Captain Picard transmits the red signal to confirm the raid has been successful, allowing 21 Squadron holding to the east to return to base. The whole attack has been completed in just 4 minutes. Far above, 2 German FW-190 fighters are searching for targets. Scrambled after reports of an incoming raid, the Luftwaffe fighters have been weaving in and out of clouds to look for the aircraft, while evading the patrolling Typhoons. German pilot Wilhelm Meyer spots Picard's Mosquito far below, and dives in. His first burst of cannon fire misses the aircraft, and Picard brakes hard left to try and throw off his attacker, but Meyer's second burst blows off the fighter bomber's tail. Group Captain Percy Picard and his navigator Flight Lieutenant John Broadley are both killed. They are not to be the only losses suffered as the force runs for home. One of the Australian Mosquitoes is hit by anti-aircraft fire at low level near Amiens and crash lands. Navigator Flight Lieutenant Richard Sampson is killed and pilot Squadron Leader McRitchie is captured. The final loss is a Typhoon flown by Flight Sergeant Henry Brown, who is last seen over the channel. His aircraft was probably damaged by anti-aircraft fire. Of the 832 prisoners at Amiens, 255 men escape. 95 have died in the attempt, both of the bombs and by German guards, of whom a further 50 are killed. 182 escapees are eventually discovered by German occupation forces and recaptured, leaving 173 at large. Many of these are French resistance members, who are able to supply further valuable intelligence and contribute to the coming liberation of France in the months to come.